Hello and welcome to this short video on the Kinabatangan River in Borneo. Boat trips on this river are a fantastic way to see a host of wildlife, from pygmy elephants and orangutans to a plethora of birds. As this channel is about plants, I never intended to share my trip on the river with you, but I was so impressed by the amazing jungle immersive experience that the boat trips provide that I changed my mind. I'm Rachel from Dwensa Garden in Ireland, and today we are visiting the Kinabatangan River. For many who visit Borneo, a Kinabatangan adventure is their most cherished memory. However, this experience comes at a cost, as you can't really enter the river area on your own. Myself and my husband opted for a package that was essentially 2 days and 2 nights at Kinabatangan, with a total of 4 boat trips to see wildlife and 1 forest walk.
You guys will hear it. Really dense, right? And then when I go here, you guys can hear it's already hollow because of this here. They're eating the nutrient in the insects.
The package included transport, accommodation, all food and guided tours. Heading out from the camp in a boat, the first instruction we are given is to keep our hands inside the boat and never to stand up. The river is full of crocodiles and local fishermen are victim to them regularly. This is all reinforced by the sobering waiver we all had to sign, stating that the company was not responsible for our potential injury or even death. We head out into a large open body of water. The Kinabatangan River is in eastern Sabah, Borneo. It's the second longest river in Malaysia, stretching to 560 kilometres or 350 miles. Its banks are home to orangutans, proboscis monkeys, Bornean pygmy elephants, Sunda clouded leopards, Jose's langurs, pig-tailed macaques, gibbons, slow lorises, and until recently the Bornean rhinoceros. By taking boat trips at different times of day, your chances of seeing some of these animals are greatly increased. The big advantage of viewing animals by boat is that it's less invasive and disruptive to wildlife. The river has many branches that lead off to narrower waterways. The experience of travelling through the narrower waterways is amazing and completely immersive. It really feels like being in the heart of the jungle in a way that is harder to accomplish on foot. It's also physically much easier to sit in a boat than to hike. Unfortunately, it's difficult to identify any flora in the dense rainforest on either side of the boat, but we see plenty of animals. The highlight of our animal viewing is an orangutan mother and her babies in nests on the treetops one night. Apparently, orangutans build fresh nests every evening. We didn't see any elephants, but we were told they broke into the compound the morning before our 5:30 wake up. Unfortunately, I managed to sleep through the commotion. One plant that is really prominent in some parts of the river is the water hyacinth. I recognise it from specimens on sale at plant shows at home. It has a beautiful lilac flower, but is tropical, so won't survive outdoors in Ireland. But in case you're attracted by it, you should know that it is invasive. Water hyacinth is from Amazonia and is considered invasive throughout the world because it grows rapidly and can form thick layers over the water. These mats shade out other aquatic plants. Eventually, these shaded plants die and decay. The decaying process depletes the amount of dissolved oxygen in the water, and as oxygen levels decline, many fish are unable to survive. Often the waters below water hyacinth masses become devoid of life. Except for the crocodile. Apparently he likes to hang out here. Water hyacinths were first introduced into the United States during the 1884 Cotton States Exposition in New Orleans. The plants were given as gifts to attendees who later took them home and added them to backyard ponds. By 1900, water hyacinths had escaped cultivation and had become a serious pest in the US. Our guide said that the water hyacinth had been introduced to Kinabatangan by a Singaporean professor, perhaps because of its ability to reduce water pollution by absorbing lead. I can find no supporting evidence for the introduction claim, but I do know that it was experimentally introduced in some waterways in Indonesia for this very reason. Since the 1950s, the lower Kinabatangan area has been subjected to commercial logging activities, and more than 60,000 hectares of its lowland rainforest have been developed into cocoa and palm oil plantations. Even where we were staying, we could see evidence of the palm oil industry. If you do visit Borneo, I highly recommend Kinabatangan. It had been a toss-up for me between it and the Danum Valley, and although I can't vouch for the magic of the Danum Valley because I didn't go, it's hard to imagine that it tops Kinabatangan. I hope you enjoyed this video and my others from Malaysia and Thailand. Next week, however, you'll find me out in my garden as it's February and time for a spot of pruning. Thanks for watching and see you next week. Bye!